New general manager Danny Ainge, formerly of the Boston Celtics, decided to turn this team upside down. But just a couple of months after blowing up the roster, trading Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and even Royce O'Neal, the Utah Jazz seem to be in a downward spiral into a huge rebuild. However, a quote-unquote rebuild was not in the cards for this team. They are currently 5-2 in their last 7 games, and the Utah Jazz are completely shocking the entire NBA this season. In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3 major factors leading up to the exceeded expectations of the Utah Jazz so far this year. However, before we jump into today's video, guys, make sure you guys smash that like button, get the video up to 100 likes, subscribe for more NBA content all year long, and make sure you guys turn on post notifications so you guys are notified every time we drop a video. Also, comment down who is the most underrated player on the Utah Jazz team this season. Okay, so the first major factor leading to the recent success of the Utah Jazz is the emergence of Lauri Markkanen and rookie center Walker Kessler. Starting off with Lauri Markkanen, though, he has not only been amazing, but he's easily been one of the most, if not the most, improved players this season. Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming from the former Chicago Bulls and Cleveland Cavaliers wing, Lauri Markkanen. Just last season, Lauri Markkanen was averaging roughly 14 points and 5.7 rebounds a night with the Cavaliers. Fast forward a season, and now he's putting up a career-high 24.8 points a night, while also bringing in 8.7 rebounds a game as well. Just 0.3 rebounds away from being another career high. Not only is he putting up monster numbers, but he is also shooting remarkably from the field and behind the arc. As we look at his numbers here on the screen, we see he is putting up another career high in three-point percentage. 42.9% from 3 is absolutely insane, which places him in the top 10 in the entire NBA in percentage from three-point land. Just last night, the Utah Jazz blew out the Charlotte Hornets, and guess who had another dominant performance? If you guessed Lauri Markkanen, then yeah, you were right. He had 25 points and 11 rebounds, shooting an unbelievable 8 of 14 from the floor and 4 of 8 from behind the arc. Lauri Markkanen is showing no signs of slowing down, and nobody saw this coming. You cannot tell me that you guys saw Lauri Markkanen, coming over from Cleveland, putting up these type of performances all year long for the Utah Jazz and carrying them to a 25-25 record when everybody expected them to be, fighting for the #1 pick overall. Now, former Auburn center Walker Kessler has also shown a ton of flashes with this Utah Jazz team at such a young age. Just last night, he also put up 13 points and 9 rebounds in only 22 minutes of play. Now, listen to this insane stat. While only playing a small percentage of minutes per game, Walker Kessler is still in the top 5 in the entire league in blocks per game. He also ranks in the top 10 in offensive rebounds per minute. Walker Kessler is going to be an absolute stud in the coming years for the Utah Jazz, and I'm so excited to see his growth over the next few years. The second major factor for the Utah Jazz is that they have been one of the best second half teams in the entire NBA. The Jazz currently rank number 2 in third quarter and number 7 in fourth quarter points per game. Once the second half starts, the Utah Jazz have made their adjustments, and they're almost unstoppable at times. They also rank number 4 in the entire NBA in points per game, making them one of the best offenses that we have seen this year. Even though the roster on paper doesn't look the greatest, they're playing like a well-oiled machine each and every single night there on the court. But this stems from the great leadership on and off the court from 2 players, 2 veterans like Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson. Now, Jordan Clarkson is the only other player other than Lauri Markkanen averaging over 20 points a night, and he has been lethal every time the ball touches his hands. While Mike Conley, on the other hand, is only averaging 10 points a night, but he is also playing a huge role as the main facilitator for a top 5 offense in the NBA. Now, I'm not sure where the Utah Jazz would be without a guy like Mike Conley or even Jordan Clarkson, but what I do know is the Jazz are top 10 in the NBA in assists per game thanks to Mike Conley. When we look elsewhere, everybody else on the roster has been playing like stars in their role. Started with 2 guys like Malik Beasley and Colin Sexton, 2 very hungry and very disrespected players in the NBA so far in their careers. Now, the Cavaliers pretty much gave up on Colin Sexton shortly after they drafted him, and I think he's going to end up being a stud for the Utah Jazz here in the next few years. He's currently averaging 14 points a night while shooting roughly 50% from the floor and 40% from three. In a few years, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the 6th Man of the Year running or even starting when Jordan Clarkson does move on from the team, which I do think will happen maybe at the deadline or maybe in the offseason. We'll see what happens with Jordan Clarkson. But and then going on to Malik Beasley, also a very underrated player in the NBA. He demands more respect each and every single night. He's putting up a solid 13 points a night, and I think he's going to continue to thrive here in Utah. Okay, now, before we get into the final major factor, make sure you guys subscribe, smash that like button, join the family. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys are notified every time we post a video. And comment down below who is the one player you guys want the Utah Jazz to target at the trade deadline. The final but most important factor for the Utah Jazz has been their depth, leadership, veteran presence, and the coaching of this team. It's fair to say that it is exceeding every single expectation this season. From the top to the bottom, this team is playing amazing basketball, and it seems like they've been around each other for decades. Truly amazing to watch a team come together like this in such a short notice. One thing as NBA fans we can agree on is when a team plays cohesive basketball and plays like an actual team, minus the egos and the individual stats, it beats anything else. They love playing with each other, they have trust in each other, and they want to win together. All are very young, very hungry, and all sick of being disrespected as NBA players to this point of their careers. Guys, those are my 3 major factors leading to the success of this unexpected Utah Jazz team. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you think, or how long do you think it will take before the Utah Jazz become a playoff team again? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.